TheASMRAngel. I'm the dietitian. I understand you were referred here by Dr. Stevens today. Yeah. Okay. Right. And is everything okay with that? Are you still on any medication? And how long were you on those meds for? And were you on anything else? Okay. I won't be prescribing any medication. I'm here basically to look at your diet, cleaning it up if that's what it needs, and moving forward with a healthier and better lifestyle for you. So what I'm going to start with first is your food diary. Dr. Stevens asked you if you could do food diary. No, that's okay, we can go through that now. Yeah, usually if I ask somebody, I'll give them the sheet and then they can fill the sheet out, but sometimes if you've come directly from a doctor's, we'll just fill it out here. Okay, so you've got a full week there. Okay, so what we're going to do is obviously run through Monday to Sunday. On here I've got breakfast, lunch and dinner. We'll go through each meal. If you didn't eat anything for that, then let me know. Evening, so what time do you usually eat your dinner? Okay, evening is kind of, like a supper. So if you are early to eat your dinner, say at 5 o'clock if you've got young children, some people like to have supper maybe about 8-9 o'clock. And then we've got snacks throughout the day and also alcohol and water. Did you write all those down? Did you do your alcohol and water consumption? No alcohol at all. Okay, so we'll we'll start with breakfast on the Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. That was for Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And what about Sunday? Okay, your lunches. So what did you have for lunch on the Monday? And the Tuesday? And how many pieces did you have? If you've not written specifics down, if you just let me know what you kind of remember. This is what we're looking for, so it's not just what you ate, it's how much you ate. So if you've had some fried chicken legs, how many did you have? Did you have 1 piece or did you have 7 pieces? So you think about 4. Okay, what else with it? Thursday? So you had the main meal. Did you have the same snacks? Thursday? What was in the sandwich? Friday? Saturday? Okay, we can come back to that one if you knock up that one down. And what about the Sunday? Okay, so on for the dinner. So like your main evening meal that you would consider, not a supper. What was your main evening meal that you sat down to? And how much did you have? Oh, so let's say like a cupful or half a cup. On Tuesday? And did you have any snacks or puddings with that? Okay. What about Wednesday? Thursday? Was that the rest of it? Dinner on Friday? Saturday? And what did you have in it? So what was the takeaway? And how many? Yeah. Okay. And what about the Sunday? What did you snack on? Okay, so evening and snacks, have you got any extras for like a supper? Did you eat anything late at night, or did you have any snacks throughout the day? And what about fizzy pop? So did you drink any Fanta, Lilt, Sprite, Coke. Okay, we'll pop that in there. We'll just change, since we've not drank any alcohol, we'll change alcohol to fizzy pop. So and how much, what size bottle is that? So it's like the big one's about that big. So it's like the 2 litre bottles. Okay. Coke. And what, you drink one of those every day? It doesn't need to be the exact brand or what it is, as long as we know on how much soda you're drinking every day. So you would say you probably drink about 2 litres of that a day. Okay. And is that every day, or is that specifically for this week? Were you doing anything different this week that meant you were drinking more, or would you say that was standard for you? Okay, so we've got these snacks for Monday. What about Tuesday? Was that snack the fruit that you had for your dessert? Okay, we'll take that out. Anything on Wednesday? Okay. So no snacks or anything for supper. What about Thursday? Okay. Friday? We'll just say little cake. Probably Mr. Kipling, isn't it? Little cake. The Friday. Sorry, that was the Saturday. Yeah. So the cake was on the Friday, the Saturday was the 2 chocolate bars, and what else Sunday? And you've written down your water consumption as well, haven't you? In glasses. Okay. How many glasses did you have per day? And the Sunday? Okay. Right. Let me have a little look at this. So the first thing that jumps out is probably the amount of fizzy pop you're drinking. You're drinking a 2 litre bottle every day. that's 14 litres of very sugary, fizzy water a week. That's a lot. So I think the first thing we can look at is trying to cut that out, and trying to replace it with something. So what we're looking for is, I don't expect miracles to happen. We can't just go from what you're eating now to, only eating celery and cucumber, and then having an apple and an orange as a treat. That's unrealistic. But what we're going to do is look at this, figure out the biggest issues here, and then try and eliminate the biggest issues and try and increase and decrease some stuff. So the pop, what is it? What is it about the fizzy pop that you like? Is it the sugar rush you get from it, or is it the fact that it's fizzy? Some people like to be drinking it and have the fizz. Okay. Would you be happy to drink, so let's say Coke, would you be happy to drink Coke if it was flat, or is it the fizz that you like as well? Okay. The first thing we're going to do is decrease your pop and increase your water. We can do this at the same time. So, do you know what a soda stream is? Yeah, so if it's the fizz you like, you can either get a soda stream. If you drink a lot of fizzy drinks, soda streams are very economical. They work out really economical in the end. I would maybe say start out with just buying sparkling water. Don't buy soda water. That is a totally different thing, and it's got a, almost I would describe it as an Andrew's liver salts flavour. I've always described it as. I actually like soda water. The odd taste, I find it quite nice, but some of my friends just think it's repulsive that I can drink it. But if you buy sparkling water and then get some squash, some diluted juice, and I mean there's loads out there, there's all sorts of different flavours, and just pour a little bit in the sparkling water, then you're going to be still getting the fizz and still getting the flavour, but without the huge amounts of sugar. There obviously is still a little bit of sugar in the squash, but there's nowhere near enough, nowhere near the same amount as the actual pop that you've been drinking. The other thing, I'll just jot this down. What I'll do at the end of the session, I'll pop these in an email and email them all over to you. Okay, so we're going to try this in order to see if it's the taste and the fizz that you like. There is a possibility that you can start on this and it's not satisfying you, in which case it's more likely the sugar. So a good alternative, not an ideal alternative, a good alternative is a smoothie. Now, with this, I'm just trying to think how we could fit this in. I wouldn't normally suggest a smoothie. Smoothies are fantastic for getting extra vitamins and minerals, getting fruit and vegetables into your body. The reason I wouldn't recommend it is once you blend up the fruit, it hits your body in a different way than if you ate an apple and ate a banana. It's a lot quicker release of sugar. Also, it's extra calories, so if you're drinking water with a little bit of diluting juice, you're not really consuming many calories. If you are consuming a smoothie with, let's say, banana, apple, an orange, maybe some raspberries, some mint, if you take all of those items, you're having quite a few calories there, which is obviously adding calories on top of what you're eating. In this instance though, I would maybe suggest having a smoothie for breakfast. You're not going to be replacing your breakfast because you obviously don't eat breakfast. There was one day you had a crunchy for breakfast and then cold Chinese food, and you've not eaten for the rest. I would like to suggest getting a smoothie in there just so you're consuming something in the morning. This isn't something that you're going to be drinking throughout the day, but it will give you an idea of what exactly you're missing with the fruit juice, with the pop, and also it'll be a way to kind of ease off it. You are probably going to find you have quite a lot of sugar cravings. Fight those as best as you can. If you are really struggling, I'm not going to say don't have a chocolate bar. If you want a chocolate bar, have a chocolate bar by all means, but don't just have a chocolate bar for breakfast. So I can email over a fantastic list of all sorts of smoothie recipes to get you started. We're not going to be juicing. The reason we're not going to be juicing is it's lovely to get the nutrients, vitamins and minerals from the juice, but you're missing the fibre, and that's what you really need. You need to get more fibre in your diet. Ideally, I would love you just to have a banana and an apple, but not everyone really wants to eat a banana and apple. Sometimes it's nice just to quickly throw it in a blender with a few little things and then drink it. I myself am a fan of smoothies. It's a nice way if I'm on the go just to fill myself up, and I do enjoy the taste of them. Also, I'm not a huge fan of eating in the morning. It is a way of getting food into you without having to eat. Some people just aren't, but it is for the best if you can eat something first thing in the morning, get your metabolism kick-started. So I'll send you over a list of, it's not a huge list, just the basic kind of ingredients that can go into a smoothie, but you'll start to find very soon what you like and what you don't like. I would always stick a banana in. They're really good for you, and it kind of gives it that lovely thick creamy taste. I like to put mint in. Sometimes I like to put a little bit of fresh ginger to give it a kick, some berries, maybe an apple, an orange. I'll just roughly peel the orange and throw it all in and just whiz it all up. But you'll pretty much find out what you like, and then you can start to put vegetables if you want something maybe a little bit more on the savoury side. Half a cucumber, some celery, some carrot. I think you'll really start to find your own preferences quite quickly with smoothies. So if we if you have that for breakfast and then aim next week, I'd say aim for a minimum of 5 glasses of water. I can see here you only had 5 glasses of water on one day, and that was a day that most of them were made up of teas and coffees. Really, you should be drinking 8. Obviously, if you're active, you'll need to be drinking more, but quite a few of these days you've only been drinking 2 or 3, and that's really not enough. It's very important to keep yourself hydrated, so I think if next week you can aim for 5 a day and just get into the routine of first thing in the morning, just start the day off with a glass of water. If you find it boring, you can add some fruit in, maybe a couple of slices of cucumber, a little squeeze of lemon, or a chunk of orange or something, just to give it a little bit of extra taste, and then eventually your taste buds will reset and you'll start to find it really pleasant. So including your lunches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in a week, over 7 meals, you've actually had 6 takeaways. I know that some people may not consider Greggs pasty a takeaway, but it's under the umbrella of fast food. So you've got a Greggs pasty for lunch, then you have pizza for dinner, you've got a sandwich, which again, a sandwich is fast food. It was a ready-made sandwich, bacon and chicken. If you do have to get sandwiches, you can get some really healthy options. The sandwich bars that you can choose a nice whole grain seeded bun and then load it up with lots of different vegetables, and you can make them really tasty. Then you have fried chicken the next day for lunch. Then you have a Chinese takeaway for dinner. And then actually, you do have cold Chinese on Sunday morning for breakfast. So you've actually had 7, because then on the lunch on Sunday you have pizza. This is a worrying amount of salt and saturated fats. There really isn't any fruits and vegetables with these. It's just carbs, which carbs aren't bad, as long as you're eating the right type. Carbs and unsaturated fat. So I think we need to have a little look at the lunches. Now, where do you work? Do you take lunch into work every day? Okay, so you said fried chicken, rice, with a sauce, crisps, yogurt and a chocolate. Do you buy these or? Okay, I mean, maybe cut down on a couple of pieces of chicken. So I think a problem here could be portion control. It's fantastic if you start eating healthy, but you need to know how much of something to eat. That's a perfect example of portion control. Yeah, you could buy that, but I mean, realistically, it's half and 2/4. As long as you're getting that on your plate, then you're doing right. You don't need to actually get one. I'll email all of that, and also the amount that you should be eating, so that the piece of meat, how big should the piece of meat be. So we need to look at how much of what you're eating. So the lunches, maybe lose a couple of pieces of chicken. What you've eaten is fantastic. You've got protein in there, you've got some carbs. The only thing is there's no vegetables. So with that kind of meal, maybe I would just throw a lot of vegetables into the rice and have like stir-fried rice. Use a little bit of oil. Obviously we're not cutting it all out, so maybe use a little bit of sesame oil for that type of meal. If you're going to be having salads, I would highly recommend putting a little drizzle of olive oil. There's some fantastic leaflets I've got on salad ideas. Yeah, when I first went to university, my idea of a salad, and I don't mean that this was my idea and I loved it, I thought a salad was some leaves of iceberg lettuce and a couple of tomatoes on the side, and that's what I thought a salad had to be, and then whatever kind of protein. Whereas now I absolutely love making salads, and in the summer that's all I eat. So for instance, a really nice salad. This afternoon I had a salad. It was a ready-made bag of salad, so I don't go out and buy lots of different leaves. I just pop out to the shops and get a bag of ready washed salad, and this was a pea shoot salad. So I had a base of leaves, then I had some different coloured cherry tomatoes, yellow and red ones, just chopped on the top. I had a spring onion cut on the top. Then I had toasted pine nuts and sunflower seeds, sprinkled them on with some grilled salmon, and I just put some herbs and spices onto the salmon, and it was absolutely delicious. And then I put a little bit of olive oil, a balsamic glaze, and I also had avocado. Have you not? I would suggest trying avocado. Sometimes our taste buds change and we realise that actually it's quite nice. I had it when I was, I think, 19, and I really didn't like it, and then I tried it again years later, and just I could eat an avocado just on its own without anything. They're so lovely and so creamy, and they're very good for you. They've got lots of unsaturated fats, which is what we want. Again, this will take time. It's not something that you can just, go home and change. It's just like the smoothies. It's about finding your routine, finding what you like, what you dislike. You might find that you really don't like nuts on your salad, and therefore you would maybe find something else. So it is about making lots of little steps just to find out. So every day try something new. So for the lunches, I would definitely suggest maybe trying some new salads to take in. If you do need to go and get a sandwich, try and go to a sandwich bar and choose healthier options rather than just going and buying a pre-bought one from a shop, because then you can actually choose exactly what goes in, and you can choose a healthier option on bread. And dinners, they're not, to be honest, they're not too bad. A takeaway on a weekend is fine. Sunday yesterday was biscuits, melon, chocolate and milkshake. Okay. Well, you did have cold Chinese on the Sunday morning and then pizza in the afternoon. So the selection you've made doesn't quite shock me. But to be honest, you know, you've got a takeaway on the Saturday night. You've got chicken curry and rice with some melon and a yoghurt. You've got lasagna, chocolate cake. How much of that was it? Was it a piece or? Okay, so take out half a chocolate cake, and you've had a lasagna for dinner, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with lasagna. You know, a pizza. There's nothing really wrong with having a pizza once a week. It'd be fantastic if you could have, you know, not a whole pizza, spread it out over 2 days, have a nice big salad on the side with lots of different vegetables, and the chicken, chips and vegetables. Again, you're still getting vegetables. Chips aren't ideal, but if you can get plenty of vegetables on there and eat a few less chips, it's not the end of the world. So I think, realistically, dinner is okay. I think you only need to really look at the portions you're eating for dinner, and making sure you're eating the correct amounts. So that's actually okay. Lunches, you need to, I definitely say looking at a nice sandwich bar or taking some salads. And breakfast, we need to start getting breakfast into us. You need to start getting breakfast into you. If you are finding that you don't like the smoothies, do you like oats or cereals? Porridge is actually fantastic. So you don't just have to have, I mean, you can get like a ready break, you throw some milk in and it's done, but you can actually jazz it up. You can do, have you ever heard of overnight oats? So yeah, you can put them in a jar with some milk overnight. You can put things like chia seeds in, you can pile lots of fruit on top, you can put some maybe muesli or granola on the top so you've got a little bit of crunch. And again, the possibilities are endless with that. You can do so much with that. And if you're in a rush for work and you don't get time to eat it on the morning, that's fine. You just take the jar or the Tupperware in or whatever, and then your oats are ready to eat. And if you don't eat them all in one go, doesn't matter, they're cold, just stick them in the fridge and have them later on. And oats are a fantastic source of slow release energy, so if you put a banana on there, that's even better. So just I mean, you can get them from just Google. You can just Google them, but I use Pinterest. Have you heard of that? Okay, well, she'll be able to show you. So with Pinterest, you can have a board that is just food, and you can separate it into breakfast, lunch, dinners. You can have a one for ideas to help you drink more water if that's what you need. You can look at portion control things. But the fantastic thing about that is if you type in something like salmon salad, it will give you all your salmon salads. And let's say one comes up with smoked salmon and you fancy a look at that and you click on it. Underneath is all other ideas for very similar things that will all be like ideas for smoked salmon salad. So let's say one has anchovies on and you don't like that, or olives, then below it'll give you all sorts of different ideas, and I recommend it quite a lot if you're wanting ideas. It's not limiting you to one website or one type of cuisines, or the BBC is a fantastic, BBC Good Food is a fantastic website as well. But sometimes it can be quite limited to what it gives you. So let's say if you get a recipe for overnight oats, it might only give you 5 recipes from the people on there. Whereas if you go to Pinterest, it gives you them all. You can get them obviously just straight off the internet, but it's a great place to hold them all. Yeah, I can email you these over, and you can it's a good way of keeping track, actually. Again, write down what you've eaten, because at the end of the week, if you've not actually written down what you've eaten, you may not have had breakfast for 4 days in a row, and then you may have had breakfast the last 3, and at the end of the week you thought, oh, I've done really well, and then you can look back and realise actually I didn't have breakfast every day. Again, water, it's fantastic to track your water. So I would suggest keeping a food diary for however long you feel like you need to. And you can then go back and look right at the beginning. I can send you this one over if you want, and you can look at the very beginning to see how far you've come. I wouldn't suggest counting calories. The reason being is you can have a biscuit or 2. You can have 2 biscuits, and that is 100 calories. Or you can have a banana, and that's 100 calories. So if you're counting calories, it's 100 calories, but really it's about what calories are going in. It's far better to have the 100 calories from a banana than it is the 2 cookies. So I wouldn't advise to count calories. It's really paying attention to what food is going in, the nutrition that's actually going into your body. And this is not a diet. We're not putting you on a diet. We're changing your diet. We're changing your lifestyle to eating better and having a better attitude, a healthier attitude towards food, and really educating and understanding on what we're putting into your body. Understanding that you still need fat, you still have to consume fat, it's very important, but it's the right type of fat. So I'd much rather you have an avocado drizzled in a little bit of olive oil, rather than a Domino's pizza. It can be, yes. There's a lot to work on. You don't need to do it all at once. Ideally, try and cut out the fizzy pop immediately and start upping your water. That's what I would say immediately. But maybe work on the breakfasts, and then the following week move on to the lunches, and when you've got those sorted, then start looking at the dinners. It can be quite daunting, but if you ease yourself into it, I think it can be quite interesting and fun to try out and discover all of the different foods. I hope so too. So I've got your email address here. What I'm going to do is type this all up, everything that we've discussed. I'm going to scan this and send this over, along with a load of different recipes. And I'll also send you a link to some lunches that I've got saved on my Pinterest. There's loads of different ones there, so you can have a look through in your own time. Okay? Well, thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck. And hopefully you've got the tools and the knowledge to transform this. Okie dokie. Thank you.